Hey, it's Jacarius, aka the Soap at the Show, and I'm here to give you a review of today's episode of Days of Our Lives. Bear me and let's get this started. So we see Trip coming home to Wendy and talk about she's so busy searching for jobs since EJ fired her, which she definitely deserved anyway. Cause I'm glad EJ fired the heck out of her because she could not mind her business for nothing. She too busy trying to spy on EJ's phone, seeing which woman he was working with. Like that is what her ass get. And Trip talking about he blames himself for sending Rafe and Jada after Ava Harris. He had to get the truth out of you, but and yeah, and Wendy assures Trip that about this day, yeah. So yeah, Wendy assumes Rafe uh threatened to arrest him if he did not give her the location. And yeah, and Trip did had to confess. To be honest, yeah. And and Track and Rafe threatened saying trash after her if he didn't talk. Yeah. And he like wonder why he over hi- chose her over his mother. Yeah, we were just talking about this day. And he Trish saying he loves her. And Wendy is just cause after he said that I don't give a care about Wendy Tripp to be honest. And she said she loves you too. And they pulls for a kiss. Oh yeah. And Rafe and Jada are in London at the hotel room where Harris and Ava was staying there. So yeah. And Rafe assumes they'll be back and they be waiting for them. And speaking of Harris and Ava, they are at the cafe and they trying to hide and they just scared because somebody's gonna caught them. And that's all. And they still trying to figure out where is Susan. So yeah, they still trying to figure this stuff out. And Ava wonder why Susan has not sent them another sign. And Harris finds crumbs shaped into letter E on his pastry, and they think it's Susan reaching out, and Ava wondering what it means. Yeah, and I'm glad Susan ain't dead, cause I just want Susan to be good, to be there. Cause like, why they had to get Susan out? That had like really wrote Susan out, and I actually enjoy Susan. So yeah, and they they try to connect the dots would be a piece of scone. Even though they he's enjoying himself. And I don't give a care about the Harrison Ava scenes. I'm sorry, I won't. I can't. And Jada trying to figure out the reason for Ava and Harris coming to London. And Rape calls Triff and he's talking about and Rape lies to him. I've tried to get used to this storyline, but I just don't give a care about that at this point. And yeah, and they was trying to figure out, uh, man, Trip blurts out to Rafe they trying to find Susan in London, and Jada asked why they trying to find Susan, and she's dead. And Rafe gave her the right answer. Nobody don't stay dead. Even in Salem, nobody don't stay dead. So yeah. And Harris pays check and he brings the radio phone to the table and he searches for Susan's name and the letter E came in his head and they figure out it was Edmund. Like that man that character Edmund has not been on the show since for like 25 years. And he shows the newspaper of Susan and Harris wedding 25 years ago, and they was trying to figure out where he's at now. So that's pretty much it. And I don't want to hear. Uh, I'm still gonna call him Rex Balsam. Rex Balsam Philip comes to Chloe's apartment like he did yesterday at the end of the episode to check on her. And Chloe admits she's not okay, knowing that Sandra is gonna go back to Sarah and she has called the wedding off. Mm, so and Philip is just sorry for that. And I pray the Lord they don't put Philip and Chloe back together after all the stuff she did him, treated him like crap. I would not want I would not want him I would not want Philip back with her. So yeah. And she soon says Philip knows something about that after she heard the conversation about him and Rex. And she admits Santa might still be in love with Sarah. So yeah. And she cries again. I'm trying not to feel bad for Chloe. I'm trying not to. So yeah. And Philip promised he didn't want Chloe to know. And after what had happened with Brady, there's no way she could ever fall in love again. And she's so sure now. So yeah. And they talk about this and that, and the more times they spend together with each other and all this stuff. And Philip say he'll always be there for her, and he leaves. So yeah. And outside the pub, Senator demanded Sarah how could she pass the baby as race. And she reminded him after all the stuff did he did from like working with Ava and getting some money and all this type of stuff he did. And you did the same thing to Eric. You and Sandra both. So yeah. And in Santa Claus it's different because she didn't want to com, complicate things with Eric and Nicole, and that's all about that. And she lies to him about Victoria to punish him. That's all. Sarah trying to that's all. Sarah trying to protect Victoria from Santa because she did not want to raise her with Santa. And I don't think Santa is a killer. And that's what you think. And they just rehash their middays and talk about he doesn't regret his role in Sue's death. Uh, however, what he did, he couldn't bear to fail Sarah as a husband and as a man. So he did what he had to do, and that's what Sandra said. And Sarah said, so did she. And when she chose to make Rex as father instead of you, she explains all of that. So yeah. And Santa Claus Rex all this type of thing, and I agree with that. And let's not forget Sarah. He cheated on you. Rex cheated on you. Like, I just don't get it at all. I just don't get it. So yeah. And Sandra learns from his mistake, and he's trying to change for the better. And Sarah just don't want to hear it. He regrets being part of Susan's death every day, working for Ava, and stealing from the spectator, from his best friend, and shooting Brady and Marlena or putting Nicole in the cage. She did all this stuff. And that was around the time he came into town, to be honest, or came back. So yeah. And Santa does think the sins that it gives the right to disqualify him as father, and he did have the right to know. So yeah. He don't want to harm the child. And Rex came outside of the pub, and Sandra told Rex it doesn't concern him. And Rex reminded him that Sarah is his wife. Okay, I'm just getting sick of this shit. Excuse me about my language, but I'm so sick of it. Rex, he can leave town, and Sarah can leave town with him too, cause they both are too much for me. And Sarah says what he thinks doesn't matter. And she and Rex are married. And Santa tells her to go to the hospital, then he gonna get his daughter back. And Rex stopped him from going to the pub. And since Rex's name is on the birth certificate, he's legally her father. And he is married to Sarah. And I have a feeling that Santa gonna change all things up. And he says Santa doesn't have no legal claim to Victoria. And Rex promised a long legal battle he should pursue it. And Santa vows to fight, as he should. He gotta fight for his daughter. Harder than he ever thought. And I'm having that this custody battle is gonna be so messy. So messy. Like the Joe Jonas and Soap Turning Divorce. Oh, this for another day. So yeah. But that's it on today's episode. And yeah. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell. Follow me on Instagram at the Soap at Show. And also follow me on Twitter at Soap at Show, Team John 99 Days Stand 99 from all these things. And also follow me on Threads at Soap at Show. So yeah. But I'm about to go. Have a wonderful day night where you at. And bye.